Hello, my name is Teacher Jane. Do you want to improve the use of modal verbs in your daily conversations? Or the differences between can I and could I, shall I or should I? Well then, join me in this lesson. Today, you will learn how to use the English modal verbs properly and how to avoid the most common mistakes students sometimes make.
Modals, also called modal verbs, are special verbs which behave irregularly in English. They are different from normal verbs like work, eat, play, or dance. They give additional information about the function of the main verb that follows it. They have a great variety of communicative functions. Here are the top 3 characteristics of modal verbs. 1. They never change their form. You cannot add s or ed or ing. You have to make sure to use the modal verbs as is. For example, he can dance. This is a correct sentence. It will be wrong to say he can's dance because here the student put the extra s. Use the base form of the verb after modal. Do not use to. For example, you should say, he might help us, not he might to help us. Do not use the full infinitive, which is to help. Just use the base form of the verb, which is help. He might help us. He can help us. Modal verbs are used to express functions such as permission, ability, obligation, prohibition, advice, possibility, and probability. Use the modal verbs of permission, can or could, to indicate whether someone has permission to do something or not. Can is less formal and more direct than could. When asking in a simple or direct way, we can use can. For example, can I ask a question? Can we have something to eat? When being polite or wanting to show respect, could is a better choice than can, as it is more polite form than can. For example, could I ask you a question, please? Could I try this coat on? May can also be used when asking permission, but are much more formal. We mostly use may for more formal situations, and may not is used to say that someone is not allowed to do something. May I use your restroom, please? May, might, and must. Now let's look at how we use these modals to express how certain or sure you are of something. A person who is 100% sure uses the verb be. For example, I am sick. If the person is mostly sure, say 95%, then use the modal must. For example, I must be sick. When you are about 50% sure, then use the modals may or might. For example, I may be sick or I might be sick. Might is used as a past form of may. But people nowadays do not always follow these rules about present and past tense for may and might. You will hear both words to express the same degree of certainty. Will is used in future simple sentences in all pronouns. For example, I will go to school tomorrow. She will eat fried chicken later. They will go shopping tomorrow. It is also used in making a request with the pronoun you in the question form. For example, will you give me a hand, please? Will you turn off the radio, please? Shall is used in the formulation of the future simple tense with the pronouns I and we. Although shall is less often used than will, the traditional rules say that you use shall with the first person, I and we, and will with you, she, he, it, and they. But in modern English, people use will with the pronouns I and we. If you use shall with I and we, you sound rather formal. In modern day, usage of will is more common than shall. We also use shall for making offers and suggestions. We used it with I and we in questions. Let's look at these examples. Shall I wear a skirt or a pair of trousers? Shall I carry your bags? Shall I play a song for you? If you want to make a suggestion which includes yourself and another person, use shall we. For example, shall we go? Shall we speak English? Shall we dance? An important point to remember is that we respond to a suggestion with a shall we question with let's. For example, shall we eat? Yes, let's. Shall we buy a new house? Yes, let's. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. See you next time.